Mugetsu versus Baryon mode. Baryon mode is the technique used by Naruto and Kurama against Ishiki and Otsutsuki, who was blatantly and drastically overpowering him and Sasuke Uchiha. Mugetsu is the final attack of Ichigo Kurosaki in the fake Karakura Town arc, the black slash that cuts across his nemesis Aizen with an eldritch reality warping object called the Hogyoku infused with him. It cuts Aizen in half as well as drastically depowers him. Whilst Baryon mode takes off time or chunks of the lifespan of both one of the users of it, such as Kurama and his death, as well as any hits put on the enemy, such as Ishiki's possible day turning down into minutes, if not seconds. I feel it's best to first compare these forms in how they take away the powers of the user. So, Baryon mode requires two people. Once one of the users uses up all of their chakra, they die. In the case of Naruto, it was in the case of the battle with Ishiki and Naruto, it was Kurama, who the nine-tailed beast inside Naruto, who ultimately ended up dying. By taking away all of his life. However, the effects were that of taking away a lot of the lifetime or time left to live of Ishiki. Meanwhile, Mugetsu is this final black attack that is all the user's power. It seemingly can bypass things such as immortality and even regeneration momentarily, as well as weakens and depowers the enemy to the point that beings who are multiple levels, dimensional levels below, are no longer their abilities and hacks are able to affect the user now. The cost is that the user, in this case Ichigo Kurosaki, ends up losing all of his Shinigami powers, and presumably this applies to any other individual who were to use Mugetsu. In the novels, I believe Mugetsu was used to beat Cien Grans, but I'm not gonna go over that because the canonicity of the novels is, for some reason, in question. So, going off the manga and anime and whatnot, Ichigo loses all of his powers after using Mugetsu. The form he takes, in and of itself, is not Mugetsu, but it seems to be the form that is required or necessary for the user to use Mugetsu. And as shown in the anime, shortly after he uses Mugetsu, he still has it for a couple of minutes, I believe, or around a minute, as he's able to teleport in towards Aizen, who was split in half and then also drastically depowered. But suffice to say, if this were in terms of Naruto and Kurama currently, or at their battle, using Baryon mode against Ichigo, I feel like Ichigo would just slap. In terms of raw power, we know that Ichigo has higher scaling, such as the fact that he fought against Yuha, and Yuha as well as Yamamoto. Tiers of power are a threat to the universe or universal infinite realms. While Naruto does have scaling to dimensions, like other dimensions like Kaguya's and whatnot, we're not sure of the size of them, and whilst we could say they're universes, that I'm not sure if that's exactly entirely confirmed, but I would say they could be galaxy sized. So whilst Naruto is in the multi-galactic ranges, Ichigo should be in the universal ranges because Mugetsu should scale to a monster, quote unquote, monster Aizen, who was several transcendences above base Aizen, who in and of himself survived and was reacting to a Shikai Yamamoto, whose Shikai alone could destroy everyone. So, like the whole of the Bleach universe. So I feel like there's much more universal scaling, bare minimum for Ichigo, whereas Naruto is more so towards multi-galactic. So in terms of Ichigo and Naruto using this, Ichigo would probably kill Naruto, as Naruto is not immortal. Um, it doesn't seem it seems like once you use Mugetsu, you get changed out of this bandage wrapped form, but Ichigo himself could be in said bandage wrapped form for an extended period of time, yet alone in Dangai, which was still scaled above Monster Aizen, so Ichigo would win in that case. However, in terms of like if two equal powered users were using this, um, you could you could argue that if it were equal power, that the lifespan stuff would affect the Mugetsu user. But once again, it seems like Mugetsu is the attack. It's that black attack that slashes Aizen in half. Mugetsu can that form Ichigo transforms into with the black hair and all of that seemingly can exist even after the power's use. This might be the process of him losing his powers, but yeah, as well as the fact that this form existed before the Mugetsu was used, so uh, I feel like whereas Naruto and or not Naruto, the Baryon mode still requires still requires Kurama, and the fact is that um, if it's equal power, then this Baryon mode lasts a little bit longer if it's like at Ichigo's level of power, but if it's at like Naruto's level of power, then it lasts the same amount of time, and then just Mugetsu can kill him because Naruto isn't immortal. Nor does Naruto have the ability to regenerate from being split in half. So I'd have to say either way, Mugetsu wins. Baryon mode has less efficiency too because it requires another user. Presumably, any tail beast weaker than Kurama would just die sooner, or not even be able to use it for that long because it just kills them immediately, and then you only get like a few seconds. But yeah, Mugetsu should win not little difficulty, but Mugetsu should win mid difficulty, I'll say.